It has been one of the most successful cars in the German sports car makers' history, the Boxster. The name comes from its horizontally opposed or boxer engine and the fact that it is a roadster. It first debuted in 1997 and that first generation was considered quite remarkable. A car that stood for fun, even though it may not have been the very best performer of the pack. And well, that's pretty much how it's been with the many upgrades and variants launched by Porsche over the past 12 years. We got the second generation in 2004-05 and now comes the third generation Boxster with even better performance and comfort levels. The car retains its Porsche DNA, of course. I flew into Palermo in Sicily, Italy with a sense of expectation. The Sicilian countryside is known to be gorgeous, but the weather was threatening to play spoiler. Sicily also has played host to the famed Targa Florio races. The name is enough to give auto aficionados goosebumps. A historic race that first took place 103 years ago in Sicily under the patronage of Vincenzo Florio. It defied all logic at the time for the automotive community. A tough endurance race, it saw Europe's best cars compete over 148 kilometers with 6,000 bends that went over roads and narrow bridges. Porsche saw many successes there with its early roadsters, and that is why we are here to test the new Boxster. The car I got a hold of was indeed special, since it resembled Porsche's Targa Florio winning cars with its Gulf oil blue paint and the red arrow. The number 12 also from one of the winning cars. In terms of the styling, the Boxster looks very much the Boxster still. Yet the car has a wider stance and that looks visually more appealing. The headlamp cluster is also therefore larger and looks better spread apart. These are adaptive bi-xenons, by the way. There is a use of LED and the tail lights also get a new look. The car has been made lighter and that helps make it more efficient overall. Buyers have the choice of a basic 2.9-litre 255 bhp engine or a 3.4-litre 310 bhp unit in the Boxster S. The new gearboxes include a 6-speed manual and the exciting new 7-speed dual-clutch PDK system. The PDK is basically Porsche's version of the dual-clutch gearbox like Volkswagen's DSG. The first, third, fifth and seventh gears work with one clutch, while the second, fourth, sixth and reverse work on the other. Of course, there is an option of a paddle shift too, though I found the shape of the paddles a bit inconvenient and it took some getting used to. A quick look at the tech specs of my car, which was the Boxster S of course, reveals a monster of an engine, which means power is just not a problem. The gearbox naturally is that new PDK that I was excited about and just told you about as well. Before we got to the driving, we got a quick briefing on the car, from its engineering changes to the technology loaded into it and the styling elements. There was also a cutout provided of the Boxster to try and explain to us just where the engine and all the components go and how the new gearbox is mated to that engine. There is a special new lighter seat system as well, which helps in the case of an accident to try and protect the occupants even better. The seats are also ventilated with a special air conditioning system on board that is also brand new. Porsche's new PDK system was first used in the new 911 that came out a few months ago. It was great listening to that crack team of engineers and designers talking about their creation and actually showing us just how it's been put together. Get the S on the road and it is indeed sheer driving pleasure. The car responds with alacrity and takes to the twisting mountain road bends with style. The PDK adds to the fun element, which is surprising because usually on a Porsche, I would always have preferred a manual gearbox. So what followed was exhilaration and challenge all rolled into one. Lots of screeching tires, lots of hard braking and quick acceleration. There was very heavy rain with fleeting glimpses of clear skies, which gave us now there, now not view of the gorgeous countryside. Of course, the rain also meant lots of water logging on the roads and lots of potholes too. But it also included some great stopovers.
What a gorgeous color indeed. That's the Mediterranean. It seems the guys at Porsche couldn't have planned this better. So we had rain, we had winding roads, and now a gorgeous, gorgeous view of the ocean as well.
The car itself performs like a dream. The handling, superb. The new Boxster not only swallows the miles with elan, but also begs for tight corners and hairpin bends. My test car was equipped with PASM or active suspension, and also the Sport Chrono Package Plus, which includes a dash-mounted chronograph stopwatch, launch control capabilities, and more aggressive PDK mapping. There are 3 buttons located on the bottom of the central console: Sport, Sport Plus, and Suspension. So the Boxster S goes from a sports car with manners to a brute on 4 wheels, depending on the setting you choose, of course.
Well, bad weather notwithstanding, that's the whole magic of this particular car, isn't it? Because when you talk about a roadster, you've got to have the top down. Unfortunately, it's raining again, which means it goes back up.
So the roof system works pretty well and is quick. Porsche has intentionally stayed with fabric roofs in an attempt to keep the overall weight of the car much lower. It is still safe though, even in the case of an accident, and even if the car rolls over in that accident. So don't expect a hard-top folding roof anytime soon on a Boxster. We got lucky enough to also get a chance to stop in to the Florio family's own winery. The barrels of wine were tempting, but I was driving, right? So no chance of sampling any of that famous Sicilian wine. Alright, so it's been a great drive. So what's the bad news? Well, the Boxster just got more expensive. But this model does retail far lower than the 911, and more Indian buyers are slowly accepting the sports cars from Porsche besides that SUV, the Cayenne. So the new Boxster does hold promise for India too. The car's base price is 53,64,000 rupees ex-showroom Delhi. The Boxster will have a limited appeal in India, though Porsche expects those numbers to grow pretty quickly. Since its first generation, the Boxster has sold 265,000 units worldwide, and with the third generation, that figure is expected to inflate at a much faster rate. Alright, like I mentioned to you earlier, this is of course the Skoda Fabia. Now, until now, this car was only assembled at Aurangabad, so it's the first time that it's actually been manufactured here. So everything from the stamping to the painting, all of that happens right here in Sachin. Now, this of course is one of the main models that will come out of here in terms of volumes, but come December, and that's when you're going to see Polos coming out of here as well. We showed you the Polo from Geneva a few weeks ago. It's the first time officially that Volkswagen has shown the new Polo here in India. That happened a short while earlier at the press conference, so a quick glimpse of that, and then we take a very short break. We come back though with a whole lot more.